So hello. Hello. So I was really excited today. I didn't say much about it. I wasn't doing too many lives about it and stuff. I just kind of went and did it. I mean, I posted one little post about it, but I didn't do too many lives and stuff about it. But um, thankfully, a group of people who were part of the poets community that were a part of the poets community that were a part of like getting the poetry and stuff here in Connecticut and here in Torrington, Connecticut going for our little poetry groups at the galleries or wherever we might have them. You know, had posted a post I think right before Thanksgiving or so that they wanted to start up the poetry thing again because they miss bringing the poetry back to Torrington or back to the community because, since COVID and stuff, we haven't really had much of a chance to really get together as poets and stuff to really, have an opportunity to express our work and stuff like that. So, people have been wondering, like, why haven't I been, like, fully expressive about, getting up on a stage in a while? It's because we haven't really had the opportunity or nobody has really come together to have an event for since since the last couple of years because of COVID and all the stuff that has happened. So now that it's finally now that we finally tried one today and everybody liked it and stuff, everybody was really enthusiastic that some of my friends or some of the people I know through the Connecticut's Poetry Guild here in Connecticut, Connecticut's Poetry Guild. Some of the people that I know through that are trying to get the poetry and stuff back up and started. Um, Back up here in Torrington, Connecticut. We're trying to get some of the poetry and stuff back up started to have maybe like poetry maybe once a month or so if they could wing it or something. So I might be getting back into the swing of doing like poetry and stuff again and going back up on stage and reading and trying to work on my art and my situation and stuff. But I mean this might be the only one before the end of the year. I don't know yet. I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know if they're gonna do a second one this year or if they're just going to wait until next year. But they wanted to try this one. They wanted to get together and have a little poetry reading. They said it was just as much for them as it was for us. So, and they're poets too. Some of the poets in the Connecticut Poetry Guild are poets too. So, the poetry community really wanted to get together. Back here in Torrington, Connecticut, to try to get up and read and stuff. So, I did that. I walked home. I actually was like walking really, really fast. My reflux was actually acting up earlier before I left, to go to the poetry thing. My reflux was acting up, because I was eating some chicken nuggets with like barbecue sauce, and I already knew the way the barbecue sauce and the chicken nuggets actually hit my stomach when I was actually eating them, that my reflux was going to be really, really bad today, or my situation with my situation with my gastrointestinal reflux, issues, are gonna be really bad. So, and somebody said I was really bad or I was looking really off, but I was at the same time actually on the way back from the poetry event. I was hustling to just try to I had a big heavy semi heavy bag of books and my unpublished poems that I was kind of lugging back on my one shoulder, but I was also nice in my suit and wore this hat in the rain, and I had no choice but to wear it in the rain and just to try to walk back and run back to the house. So I was kind of hustling to do that, and I guess somebody said because I was hustling and stuff, and I was so out of breath, and I was so winded and stuff that they were worried about me. One neighbor told me I told one neighbor I was all right. She said, "No, you're not. Sit down." But I was fine. Everybody thinks because I have my reflux issues and stuff like that when it comes to my breathing and how I breathe really heavy and stuff, that people don't think I'm all right and stuff. But it's part of what it is part of me being me being sick the way I am with my reflux issues and gastrointestinal issues. I was told it causes severe asthma symptoms, and it also affects the foods that I eat. If they're really acidy and gassy foods, it also affects that as well. So I'll get really sick. Sometimes I'll actually depending on my chronic allergies, I'll actually start like chucking it back up or throwing it back up. So this has been this way for like the last several years since even before that, since I was 23. It's only gotten worse over the last several years, or more, extensive. But I'm fine for the most part. I'm not like chucking up my food today or nothing. I was just kind of really winded and tired. I mean, I was tired before I left for the poetry event, and kind of slept until 7 o'clock tonight. I slept until 7 o'clock and still got to make myself a sandwich. It's almost like 10 o'clock at night, and I was going to make myself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I was having some coffee, was eating some pretzels, but the guard actually saw me at 7 o'clock because I went downstairs to check, to take out the garbage because I had a big bag of garbage when I woke up. I said, I might as well take this out now. So the guard actually saw me, and the guard said, I actually look a lot better and I feel like I'm doing a lot better. And I was telling him, yeah, I was going to go back upstairs and make a cup of coffee and just try to pour a cup of coffee and, have my dinner and stuff and just chill, So I've been chilling, just kind of quietly watching videos on YouTube and just chilling and trying to take some time to myself. I mean, I miss the poetry events a lot. I miss getting together in person. I miss being able to read in front of an audience and in front of my friends and people who I would, read for, because that was more enjoyable. I mean, not to say that I still wasn't, enjoying it somewhat, but to me, it's more enjoyable to read poetry in front of a live audience and in front of all your friends live than it sometimes is to do things through like Zoom and stuff. It's a lot better. It's a lot nicer to do things through, like poetry live and stuff like that when it comes to the poetry and stuff. So I was really, happy today to be in front of a live audience and actually ask a friend to actually just hold the camera for me and kind of take a quick video of me kind of, getting up there and reading my poems. So, may not be the best video, but it's still a good video, I mean, I've had, I'm thankful for whatever somebody could do for me at that point, I mean, but, I'm just thankful to kind of be back a little bit into the poetry thing a little bit, I mean, I wasn't sure at first of like how to take it because I've had a lot of issues with fallouts with a couple individuals within the community, but the two people that were trying to bring the poetry back into the community and back into Torrington were very nice. They were very welcoming and very inviting when it came to bringing the poetry and the arts back to the poetry and the art stuff back to the community. At least they're going to try to. They're going to try to do it maybe once a month or so or something like that. At least they talked about it, and see what they could do to bring it back. It happened to be in a church today. It used to be in a gallery with a person that I no longer kind of really support because I've always had a lack of support from him when other people supported me when it came to like the poetry and some of my art and stuff. He was always very lack of supportive and like on a one-on-one sense. This guy, the guy who owned the gallery beforehand, where some of the poetry stuff was taking place, is that on a one-on-one sense, I always would sense like this wall or this distance between me and him that we would clash trying to just, level with each other or try to connect. And it had been there for like several years. And, despite my support of him and despite me going to his bookstore and buying his books and, because he owns a bookstore in Torrington, which, obviously everybody knows I love bookstores. I love books. And, for a couple months I had supported the bookstore and stuff, up until the point that I decided not to because of what I felt was, not getting my worth or getting the things I deserved or bad business. So, but, for the most part, though, I am excited to be back in with a group of poetry people and stuff that really want to, read and get back up on, on a stage and read in front of everybody and stuff like that. It was very meaningful to me. I mean, if I had to pick one meaningful thing that really happened to me this year, I mean, Greg, hanging out with Greg is meaningful and sometimes because, Greg and I can pretty much level out, but at the same time, Greg is kind of just at the point where, artistically speaking, for somebody who's born to be an artist and born to be in the arts and born to be expressive and stuff, and trying to be an artist and stuff, and live for the arts, that Greg is good to hang out as a friend and like in a personal life way, but he's not really good as like the artistic way, because Greg's like me sometimes. We don't have a lot of money and stuff, and Greg is kind of a good friend, good personal friend, and somebody who I know, and I really consider a really good friend. But at the same time, when it comes to the arts, of course, a lot of things stopped too. A lot of things had stopped too in the last couple of years. That, it just happened that this last year that me and Greg were hanging out and stuff, and especially after some stuff had happened where I didn't support a couple of people locally in the local community and stuff like that, due to some differences and stuff. There's people I do support. There's businesses and people I still do support. So I do go. It's more than just going there and spending a bunch of money. For me personally, everybody knows I have an art page, which I always share posts about from all other artists. Supporting artists doesn't always mean financial. Sometimes it just means sharing a post or sharing this post or getting the word out there so people can, get the word out there so people know that this artist exists, or this artist is doing this, or this artist has a product and stuff. So it's not always about financial, but sometimes I really do put financial into the arts, and some people were kind of disappointed in the way that some things have happened, because in some cases some people felt that I put a little financial into certain aspects of some people I no longer kind of on the good terms with, that I put some financial efforts and things into them, and people feel like it was time and money wasted. And especially with this one individual artist and this guy that owned a gallery, but then he kind of turned it into a bookstore, and I supported him for over 5 years, and people feel like it was 5 years, which are probably in 5 years, it's probably over $1,000 of money that I had or didn't have, or whatever the situation that was poured into the gallery. That it was what it was at the time, and some of the times it was fun, and some of the times I felt very kind of like not really getting my worth when it comes to the support and stuff that I needed to get from him. And maybe it was a personal thing I should have addressed a long time ago, but it was like I just kind of sat there and said, oh, he might come around, he might support me, he might actually do something really good and maybe support my art, or support what I'm doing and stuff like that, but he never really did. So it was always the people who could make a name for him that were doing a lot more, could have a lot more advancement. It's kind of like that with the Arts Council too. Is the Arts Council will support people who can make money and have more of a standing where they're well known and stuff, that can make a name for for themselves when it comes to the financial and stuff. The Arts Council too, and I'm against my best wishes, but the Arts Council has to do what it has to do, because it can't really discriminate or differentiate around other people. But I know the Arts Council also supports some things about mental health, or some mental health programs that I no longer am a part of, and I'm not going to be going back to, because of some things that happened almost like 6-7 years ago, that I will not go back to for whatever the reason. I wasn't getting my worth or what I deserved back then either, And some people say I was doing a lot better, but actually I was really bored out of my mind, and I was getting involved with people socially that were only dragging me down and bringing me into drama and issues and bullshit. So, I'm better off doing my own thing. I'm better off trying to live my life, even if I am by myself, even if people think I am basically what they call, isolating. But I don't mean to isolate. It was only like that for the last couple of years, because the poetry and art stuff did not kind of take place for the last couple of years in the community, because of COVID and stuff. So it wasn't like I chose to sit here and just isolate, or sit here to be by myself. I've hung out with Greg, and Greg and I have gone out for a walk, and as a chance to connect with another human being and not isolate. And Greg's been a very good friend. He's just not artistic. He's not as artistic or believes much in the arts as I do, or believes in me when I invest in, when I invest in myself, or I invest in something I want to read. When it comes to, like, sometimes I'll invest in myself by buying a book for myself or buying something for myself. When it comes to one of my favorite poets or something, I would invest in a book or something. And he doesn't really get why I spend money on that. He always wants to just go out to eat and blow his money on lotto tickets. So that's kind of the downfall of that. That there's a bit of a contrast there when it comes to really the artistic life that I really am. I know I'm supposed to live, because there's reason behind my purpose about being an artist and stuff. There's purpose there, and there's a reason there for me being an artist and doing what I do. But a lot of people within the last year or so wanted to challenge that and stuff, and there was obviously people who were not happy about me, doing with the things that I was doing, and really, really trying to be on my come up. And some people were kind of hating on that, and there was a lot of discrepancies and, disagreements that kind of bring us to the point where we are today, basically, with everything that has gone on, I mean, there's some artists that really wanted to support me, really wanted to stand behind me, and I really are still welcome among the masses. Other people just don't, other people will smile in your face and give you that frenemy bullshit, But anyways, I just wanted to say hello. I'm not going to stay on too long. I got my paperwork here. I actually got a Christmas card. I got a Christmas card for my worker. I got a Christmas and holiday card for. Got a Christmas and holiday card from my mentor, and I got paperwork from my worker tomorrow. My worker's supposed to be taking me tomorrow to get my pneumonia shot at the pharmacy. We scheduled an appointment to get the special pneumonia shot I need, because I'm behind on my actual, vaccinations when it comes to, like, my pneumonia. And I'm actually due for one more COVID booster, which I was going to get through Hartford's Healthcare. But Hartford's Healthcare usually comes to my building. They usually, rent out the community room, once a month or twice a month or so. And they rent out the community room, and they're there trying to get people, vaccinations if they have them, to update people. And, if people are experiencing something or having some issues, they're there to kind of talk to us about certain things and stuff like that. I mean, I'm gonna have to talk to my doctor, because my doctor's gonna have to know that I've been kind of really winded, and I've kind of been really, when it comes to me walking and stuff, people think I've been really winded, and I've been really kind of not all right. So I'm actually due to have an appointment with my doctor on December 1st, which I think is a Thursday, and it's also a payday. But December 1st, I'm due to talk to my doctor, because she's gonna want to talk to me, and I was supposed to meet with her, in November. The day that I went to the food bank, because I had to switch some things around because of the holidays. But the day that I went to the food bank, I ended up, like, switching that out from an appointment with my doctor. So, but now I have to catch up on the doctor's appointments, and I gotta do something with my dental too. My dental I gotta do something with, but I know I'm not gonna have an appointment, for dental until January. I'm not gonna have an appointment for dental. I mean, maybe in January, if I'm lucky, I might be able to finally pay off that bill for my eyeglasses, but I don't think it's gonna be done in December. I mean, I might be able to put some money away in December, but the possibility of me having any money in December for this, and this is kind of thin, when it comes to the fact that I'm still going to need a bunch of stuff, and I almost want to get it all at once, but my mental health worker's like, why do you got to get it all at once? It's like a lot of stuff that we have to carry back. It's a lot of stuff that we have to, a lot of work to get everything back into your apartment, because it basically, all the stuff that I usually get once a month just about fills up a grocery cart, but just about fills up a grocery cart. Not intentionally, but the grocery carts are small compared to some of the things that I'm doing. But I do get extra drinks and stuff. I mean, I drink a lot, so I get, like, extra seltzers. I get, like, extra sodas. I get diet sodas, or sodas that have, like, 0 calories and 0 sugars, because I'm still kind of, like, pre-diabetic, and I'm not supposed to, like, be too immersed in the soda life. But and I'm worried about my health a little bit too, but I'm not going to give up my soda totally per se, and and then there's, like, my what do you call them? My Gatorades and my Powerades. So, um, but I don't know. I'm all right for the most part. I'm excited I mean, if I had to put one birthday wish, I mean, I've had to have one birthday wish. It was the fact that my birthday wish would have been to try to get back into the poetry arts type of lifestyle, where I would at least get back up on stage and trying to read poetry and stuff. So that was a kind of a birthday wish come true, to be able to just get back up on stage for a day and try to read and express myself through poetry and stuff. So my art is always for sale. People don't realize I don't have to do an event for my art not to be for sale. My art is always for sale. I got Cash App, I got PayPal. I can take cash in person. If people want to meet me and know of a painting, I can just bring down or meet them with someone. Hopefully maybe just in front of my place or something. I can meet them. And get them a painting, and they can give me some cash for it or something. I've done that for people. Like, people reached out to me and said, "Hey, I want to buy a painting on this. I want to buy a painting on this." And I've actually had people come to my place. I actually take a ride up to my place and say, "Hey, it was actually over quarantine. I've had a couple of people actually buy paintings in my work. I'm not gonna lie that my friends, this lady Steph who runs the Arts Council actually did buy some of my work over quarantine. I think her boyfriend Ryan actually bought a bunch of paintings from me. When it came to my paintings and stuff over quarantine, they spent like $100 and something on my work. So, and they bought quite a few paintings. I even threw in some extra small, like little $5 paintings for them, and so I was really thankful for that and stuff at the time. Probably could have did better on my stimulus money and better planning for the future with my stimulus money, but I thought I was going to get more stimulus checks and stuff like a moron and somebody who wasn't thinking clearly, so I kind of blew through some of the money that I had and really should have held on to some of it. But you live, you learn. That's part of what I'm working on, I guess, with my mental health workers, trying to find a way to get more stable financially with a savings, or just trying to make money last for the month. Because I basically, the situation for me is I usually pay all my bills, despite the extra bills. The extra bills are something different, but my main bills, I usually pay all my main bills, get my groceries, and whatever's left over is usually spending. But sometimes out of that spending and stuff, I have to put money aside, or I have to pay a bill depending on how much the bill is. I mean, if the bill's almost like $200, $300, then it's like, forget about it. You can't really do anything out of that budget, because I don't have like $200, $300 worth of spending. I don't make that much. I'm still, I'm an artist, and I'm a creative, and I'm somebody in the local community that's really, artsy, but I'm still not making a lot of money. I'm still actually kind of a low income American, and I kind of live on low income, and I still have a disability. Basically, I'm a disabled, low income American, but I'm an artist, and I do what I can do to express myself through poetry and art and music and the creativity of the arts lifestyle. And so I don't make a lot, but I do what I do. And somehow I've managed to do what I do, and I managed to pull some rabbits out of the hat, probably because of goodwill and knowing some financial things from my mom. My mom was always good financially. My mom always knew how to live kind of like on the system. She always knew because my mom's supposed to be disabled too, or supposed to be, but she makes more money than I do, so she can't really be technically on disability or certain parts of disability like I am. But my mom basically, knows how to live get things off the system when it comes to like Goodwill and getting things she might like and stuff from like Goodwill and some stuff. She always tries to wait for a price she could afford, and not spend like the top dollar on an item and stuff. Eventually everything goes down in price anyways. I mean, if they re-release something or something, everything will go down in price anyways. Sometimes things get sold out and they become hard to find and they become rare items and stuff. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I wanted the Megan Thee Stallion CD that just came out. I think about a month or two ago. Megan Thee Stallion came out with a CD and stuff, and I wanted to get that, but I didn't get a chance to, and it's now temporarily out of stock on Amazon because I think the whole world had bought it out. So just about bought it out until the fact that they're gonna have to restock or they're not gonna get it back in stock. So. But I have to find out how to get one, I almost was lucky to get her first album, because I wasn't almost able to figure out how to get her first album on CD. So, I mean, yes, I still do CDs. I mean, I can download too. I mean, I used to have an iPod. I used to be able to download, but it's been a couple years since I kind of like my iPod broke, and I haven't been able to, download, so I'm kind of going back to the CD life, because I prefer the actual albums or some type of actual album with like artwork and actual lyric sheets and stuff like that, because that's how sentimental I am when it comes to having something physical of an actual, from an actual artist and musician in your hand, compared to everything just being download. But times are changing, the world's changing, we're living in a very interesting industrial world where everything is going to change and grow and evolve into a certain way. But they're bringing vinyl back. They're actually bringing vinyl back. They, like Walmart and certain places are getting rid of CDs. I know Target still sells CDs, so if I want to go to Target, I mean, there's sometimes I can get a CD at Target, but things are changing where they're bringing vinyl back, because they want to push vinyl now, because some people say vinyl sounds better and it's better than the CD, it's better, but of course it's going to be a lot bigger and it could take up a lot more space, and, I don't know, and of course it's going to be more expensive too, because now they're going to push it and now raise the prices on it like it's going to be a thing, something I do want, which I almost wish I could have got myself when I got my rebate money, was I wanted to get, even just as a collectible, because I think even if you buy the actual vinyl record, you'll get a download of the actual album, and I won't even have to open up the vinyl record. I can keep it as like maybe a collector's item, possibly, if it can be a collector's item, because I know a lot of their albums are collector's items, and they're all sold out everywhere, Chloe and Halle kind of released a vinyl record of their album. I forget what album it was, but they kind of released an album on vinyl, and it's still on my Amazon wish list as far as I know. But I think I think whoever has that might actually want to hold on to it, because it might be worth money. Because I know Chloe and Halle, everything sells out fast. I mean, I'm pretty sure when Chloe Bailey comes out with the actual album that she keeps saying she's gonna drop at some point, that it's gonna break the internet, because it's gonna be sold out probably within a day or so or more. That's probably an album that people are gonna have to pre-order, because I have a feeling, because like her and her sister make albums and they're already hard to find, or collector's items and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure when Chloe basically comes out with an album, it's gonna be collector's item and very hard to find. And that's kind of what I think people might be doing with the Megan Thee Stallion album, is that's going to be very hard to find too, because there might only be so many of them made, and then it's like, can't make any more, so. They've done that with a couple of hip-hop and R&B CDs that I wanted too. I can't remember the artist names and stuff, but there was a couple of hip-hop and R&B CDs that I wanted that I wasn't able to get because I didn't have the money, or just I just wasn't aware of the artist at the time, and by the time I was, certain albums and stuff were not made available, or more collector's items and stuff compared to others. So but anyways, I am going to get offline because I got some stuff to do. It's about 10 o'clock. I'm not even sure I'm going to make peanut butter and jelly. I was thinking about it, but I don't really like peanut butter, and that's kind of why I'm stalling, because I don't like peanut butter. My mom is actually allergic to peanuts, so I'm kind of concerned that I'm going to have a peanut allergy if I eat peanut butter, because I don't eat peanut butter too often. I mean, I eat it like in Reese's Pieces. I love Reese's Pieces, but especially the Reese's Cups, but I don't really like peanut butter per se. I'm not a really big fan of peanut butter, so I'm gonna probably maybe just put my bread and stuff back in the fridge and just maybe eat some pretzels, and maybe I don't know about another cup of coffee. I've had 2 cups of coffee already, and it's already 10 o'clock, but I'm gonna just probably drink the rest of this and do what I gotta do. I still got some stuff left over. I mean, I had a half a bag of chips left over. I mean, it was a full bag yesterday. I opened them up. I was eating them. I mean, I still got some stuff left over. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna need too much or over the top amounts of stuff. But that's the fun thing about the next month. Sometimes when I have some stuff left over, it's less stuff I have to get on my grocery shopping list. It's less stuff I'll have to get and have to put into my fridge and stuff or my freezer. So, anyways, I wanted to get offline. I just wanted to say hello. That's what's going on with me. I'm all right. The holidays were all right. I'm looking forward to the week. I'm getting paid this week. I'm getting paid hopefully Wednesday or Thursday. Between Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I should be having all my checks. So I'll have all my checks and I'll have all my bills paid before my birthday. It's just that on the 5th, I have to wait for a ride to get to a store that I like to go to for grocery shopping, just to get to the store, because I don't have a Pacific ride to get to the store to get my groceries and stuff. When it comes to getting my groceries, I'm gonna have to wait for a Pacific, ride and stuff to get my groceries, because I don't know anybody else with a car, and my mental health workers are like, well, we can schedule you for the 5th, and that's the time we got, because the 3rd falls on a weekend, and they don't work the weekend. So, I mean, they want me to be independent. I mean, I can probably walk over to Stop and Shop if I really need to get a couple items, but I try to always get, at the beginning of the month, I always try to go to Price Right, because Price Right's cheaper, and it helps the budget, and it helps more in the leeway of what kind of spending and stuff I'll have, I mean, I stocked up on some stuff last month, so I don't need too much, but there are some things I'm still going to need to put together and stuff like that. So, but anyways, just wanted to say hi, and, the weekend's over. I mean, usually Sundays absolutely are slow, and they absolutely suck for me, But my Sunday actually flew by pretty fast, so, I don't have to worry too much about, it really being boring and stuff. I slept through most of it, and I went to a poetry reading, and I did this, and I did that, and it was pretty much almost over with, so I might go back to sleep in a little bit and, wake up tomorrow and say, hey, but it's always when you say that you don't always go back to sleep. You're always up, and you're always doing something. But then again, the thing is too, I've been up in the middle of the night a little bit the last couple of nights. Like I've gotten up and I've needed something to drink and stuff. So I've gotten up in the middle of the night, and I get up and I check my Facebook, and I'm like, I'm like sitting here drinking some stuff, and I'm just like up, and I think last night it was like 3 or 4 in the morning I was up, and then I actually went back to sleep. I don't know why I'm waking up in the middle of the night that I am, but someone's thinking about me. Someone's thinking about me, or something's going on. So, anyways, I'm getting offline. Peace.